me when you went live. So.
It says it's live.
Okay. All right. It says upcoming over here yet, so it hasn't caught up. Says it's live. So just so I can see you guys. All right. Mute it. Okay. All right. So hello to everybody.
Hello.
And you guys can like and share over at the YouTube and get people over there. Subscribe if you would. So we've already got the jambalaya going. Alan, would you be so kind as to open us up in prayer?
Definitely. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, I thank you for Sister Heidi and all the people that helped put this class together, Lord. I pray, Lord, that all the land that you've called us to possess in 2024, Lord, every land that our soul touches, Lord, that would be ours. Anything that the devil took from our Lord, that you would give us back to us, Lord. Give us a double portion of your spirit. Help the preparation of the food go well, Lord. And I just thank you for your sweet spirit. In Yeshua's name I pray. Amen.
Amen. So we already have the jambalaya started. We start with the andouille sausage. That's kind of the key to the whole thing because you want to have the sausage drippings to permeate through the whole dish. So that's started, and then we saute the chicken, and oh hello, and then in the drippings here, I'm doing the onions and the green peppers. You're supposed to have celery, and that's called the Holy Trinity of any Cajun dish, is onions, celery, and green peppers. But I didn't know about the celery, so I don't have any. But now it's time to add some garlic. So it's supposed to be 4 cloves, and I'm cheating, as I told you last week. I don't have the actual cloves. So 4 cloves is quite a bit. So I don't know if I'm going to add 4 cloves worth, but that right there is a good amount. So
Cheating? No. Cheating would not be good. Cheating is not good. Not at all.
No.
What are we making?
We're going to have some jambalaya.
Jambalaya.
Are you serious?
And étouffée.
Huh?
Étouffée. We've got crawfish coming too.
Crawfish. What's this right here? Sausage?
Sausage.
That's spicy
chicken.
andouille sausage.
Spicy and what?
Andouille sausage.
Andouille sausage. And this is chicken.
Yeah.
I'll let you taste one of them.
Oh, no, that's what I'm talking about.
2 of them.
How about 2 of them? Where'd you get that?
The store.
Why'd you call it sausage?
Andouille sausage.
That is good. Got a bite to it though. Heidi. It's
Yes,
got
it
a
has
little bite to
It
it.
has a bite.
Are you gonna mix that with this?
And shrimp.
Shrimp.
Shrimp. That's the way Somerset. Now that's raw shrimp.
Is that kosher shrimp?
Not raw.
Okay. Just checking. Don't calm down. Enjoy. Okay. Hey, should I get out of your kitchen?
Probably should.
Alright, I'm gonna throw that. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come back. I gotta go do the show with Israel tonight.
Yes,
We're
you
getting
have
ready.
things to do.
I love this.
You like my
You
apron?
like her apron.
What's it say?
Taste and see that the Lord is good.
Yes.
That's a good scripture. I do. It's cute. All right, it's cute. Everybody should get one of those. So, you got blue ones?
You don't want to wear pink.
All right, I'm gonna get out of here. Let me get my stuff and get out of here. Keep stirring.
All
Keep
right.
keep working with it.
We'll keep
When I
stirring.
get back,
Pastor.
it will be a delicious jambalaya, right?
Yes.
What's the other stuff you're making?
Étouffée.
Etouffee.
Hi, Pastor Paul.
Somebody's saying hi to you.
What?
Debbie, we're doing the étouffée recipe
Debbie,
that I
Debbie
presented.
Bartolo, I can hear your voice. And
Yes, you know.
Etouffee. You know, I've never heard of etouffee. So this is a Cajun dish to go along with jambalaya, right?
Right. It's all good.
Okay.
Bacon is good.
I will eat. I'm gonna go do my show with Israel, getting ready. I'll come back, and that's what I'm gonna have for dinner. I'm gonna have this stuff for dinner. Okay.
And look what I found.
Well, you'll have to rate the stars honestly from 1 to 5.
Okay.
And
That
I actually found the crawfish.
crawfish.
Oh, it looks good.
Oh, you did it, Heidi.
I actually
Good
found
job.
it. So
All right.
we're gonna work on that. too.
All right, I'll get out of here. I'll get out of the kitchen. I'll get out of here before I get caught in the kitchen.
Eating all the goodies.
All right, so Pastor's got to go do his getting ready show. All right, and by now this is sauteed very well. You can come take a look. It's all translucent, looks really nice. Perfect. So for this, you need to add the tomatoes. Now the difference, and I put it in your PDF, the difference it says is Creole adds tomatoes. So this would be the Creole type. To stir in the tomatoes, salt, pepper, thyme, oregano, red pepper flakes, which I could not find around here. So we're going to add tomato. That would be the Creole type. Right, Debbie? That's the difference?
You know, usually the Creole, I mean, the tomatoes, I don't find Creole around here, but there's always the Creole seasoning you can add.
A little bit different seasoning. So
Yeah, I mean, there's different types, but like, you know, Tony Cheshire is always one.
right, I already added this, the Slap Your Mama. And that's from the Tony.
Well, there's your Creole seasoning, slap your mama.
Yeah. So that's in the jambalaya, but we're not doing that for the étouffée. So we got one of each going here. All right, so we've got so we have the tomatoes in here. What's the matter?
I took Kristen's phone.
No.
So bad. It's so bad, ain't I?
So let's see.
Bye, Pastor.
Right.
Where did your spoons go?
Oh,
I got some time. Got to add some time. I got some time. I have to add some time. Kristen was good enough to bring her spoons because, you know me, I just do a pinch of this and a pinch of that. But Kristen brought her spoons so we can actually give you an actual, it says teaspoon, but again, that seems to me like an awful lot of time in there. But again, we're cooking in a different, you know, like I told you last week, I don't cook Louisiana type, so they probably do cook different than I would. So, and Debbie, you said, what did you say? It was your mother-in-law that taught you how to cook like this?
Can't hear Debbie.
No.
oh, I'm on mute. Okay, I couldn't hear what you were saying.
Then who'd you say taught you to cook like this?
Terry's mother, my ex's mother,
Mm-hmm.
she grew up in the backwoods, very poor in Mississippi, 40 miles from the border of Louisiana, and she was a ladner, and that's like Smith in Louisiana. And she just was an excellent cook and taught me how to cook all the dishes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the remaining Cajun season, which we just talked about, is this Slap Your Mama. And so Charles from Lake Charles came up, and we didn't get to see him that time. We were going to Indiana, but he came up. Now Lake Charles is right there near Baton Rouge, I believe.
Yeah.
And he came up to Florida to see us, but unfortunately we didn't get to see him that time. And he brought me a whole basket full of fixins so that I could fix anything I want, Louisiana style. And he's the one who brought me some of this Tony Cheshire stuff. So plus he brought me rice and beans and jambalaya rice and all kinds of things. So that's where I got this Tony Cheshire things. So I think we just about added everything to here. And then it says, then we'll add the rice and the chicken broth and bring it to a boil. So then we'll have the jambalaya under control and we'll go to the étouffée. So how much rice are we supposed to add here? 1.5 cups of uncooked rice. All right, and then 3 cups of broth. So we'll do the 1.5 cups of uncooked rice. Oh. All right, let me pour this out. I had this ready for the étouffée, but maybe use it. And so I asked Debbie earlier what kind of rice, and she was telling me the white rice was probably the better rice, so I got the long grain white rice.
I'm sorry,
What did you say?
what was that? Can you repeat yourself? We didn't quite catch that.
Leanne,
Oh, I didn't mean to say something. I apologize.
okay. Leanne says, is the apron on the website? No, it's not on the website, but we'll figure out how to order it. Okay, so here's a cup and a half of rice, uncooked rice, and then we have to add 3 cups of chicken stock. So I don't know, let's see, this is 32 ounces. We need 3 cups. We might need it. Another one, and we'll see. Then it all cooks together.
One pan.
What did they say?
One pan.
One pan, yeah. Makes it nice, doesn't it? When you get the one pan going on it.
It just simplifies things.
Mm-hmm. So when do we add the meat back to it? It doesn't say here.
You can probably add the meat now because the juices of the meat will really simmer in.
All right. And then it says put the shrimp on at the end. Right?
Pardon?
Put the shrimp on at the end.
Yeah, because you don't want them to overcook and get hard and they shrink up.
Yeah. So we'll turn the heat back up on it so that it'll come up to 7. And then again, you know, I'm dealing with this electric stove, which is always a challenge. So I'll get this out of the way. And we'll keep a watch on that while we start the étouffée. It's so cool. I wish Debbie was right here in my kitchen, but at least you're on Zoom with me.
Yes, I'd love to be there too. I'd be pulling a Pastor Paul and probably getting a little bit here and there.
So we're going to start with the étouffée then, all right? And we're going to keep a watch on the jambalaya. Watch when it's going to start to simmer, bring it to a boil, and then take it to a simmer. So that's that with it, all right? So now we're going to work on the étouffée. We start with the butter, right? Get a whole stick of butter in the pan. And I have the rice already cooked back here. So make sure I turn the right
Yes,
one
I'm
on.
making sure I'm grabbing my recipe real quick. I know it's printed. I could print it out, but I know I've got it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And believe it or not, this recipe came on the back of one of those you know, when you bought the crawfish in those bags?
Oh, uh-huh.
It came on the back of one of those bags. And we already had another étouffée recipe, but it didn't look as good as this. And once we started doing this one, we never went back to the other one.
Cool. So we melt the butter, and then we're going to add the onion and the bell pepper. And this one says go ahead and add the garlic to it. The other one said wait until you got the onions translucent and then add the garlic. So we're melting the butter right now, and of course again we're dealing with the electric stove, so you've got to give it a minute, and then once you give it a minute, then it gets too hot too fast. This one's, I can hear it starting to boil, so we'll watch it real close. Can they see the pots? This one's the butter's melting. And then we'll add the onions and the green pepper. But this one didn't call for celery, like the other
But
one.
you can add the celery because in Cajun, celery, onion, and green bell pepper is like the marriage. It's like the three of them always go together. So you could if you wanted to.
Yeah.
I often do.
They call it the Holy Trinity.
Yes.
So there, see, that's probably too fast. So I'll try to deal with this stove. So we'll just, and then the key to this one is sauteing it for a good 10 minutes, you say, right?
Yeah, that you want to soften it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And you stir
And this
in,
recipe is really easy to double
yeah.
if you have got a larger group of people.
And you stir in the flour at the end?
Yes, and that kind of makes your roux your base.
Mm-hmm.
So when you add your liquid, it thickens it. You want to kind of have a thickening consistency.
So this one's getting going over here now.
Smells magnificent.
Oh, yeah. Too bad the smells can't come across the airwaves.
So,
Give it time.
so my daughter-in-law, Sarah, Drew's wife, was born in Louisiana and lived there till she was like 7 or 8, something like that. Her one sister still lives there. Her sister, not Amy. What's her sister's name? Amy's in Michigan. Well, her sister that lives there is a nurse, and and they love crawfish. So I sent her a picture right away what we were up to. She loved it. They do the big pot of boil as soon as they go to Louisiana. That big boil pot.
Yeah, we usually do that every, like, the Saturday of Easter, but, before Easter.
Mm-hmm. And it has crawfish in it, and potatoes in it, and corn in it, and I don't know what all.
You can put onions, mushrooms.
Now, in those big boils like that, are the crawfish whole and you have to take the meat out of the shell then, or do they deshell it?
No, you learn how to do it, and I've learned how, and I have been up against a 240-pound man and beat him. But if there's a certain method, you when you take the head off, you take that first ring off, and then you pinch the tail, and the meat comes out.
So this is boiling pretty decent at this point, so I'm turning it down because of this stove. Because the stove goes hotter than you like it to. So as soon as I get it to where I think the simmer's where I want it to be, because we're supposed to, oops. Get that out of that burn myself. It gets this, it's supposed to simmer for how long? 20 to 25 minutes for that rice over here with the cover. So this is getting at that crucial point over here. We got to get the simmer right and put the cover on. Which I think it's about there. goes faster than I would like for it to. Sometimes I'll just lift it up off the burner for a minute. Bring it down a minute. Like I say, in Indiana, I have my gas stove, so it's not near as difficult to manage the heat. But you can see it getting translucent already. You need to go ahead and add the garlic here. You holler at me if I'm missing something, Debbie.
No, you're doing great.
It says like 3 cloves of garlic here, so. Does that look about right, Debbie?
Yeah, I mean, garlic is kind of one of those things to taste and how people like it. Some people put more if they're really like the garlic, and, that's something you can't almost go wrong with.
Uh-huh. And then paprika too. I love paprika. My granddaughter, she absolutely is crazy about paprika. She puts paprika in everything.
Yeah, and it says 1 tablespoon, but that's one of those that if you want to put more and you really like the flavor, you can do more than one. That's another thing to liking.
Mm-hmm.
Paprika really goes well with seafood, and I never thought that before until I started learning these dishes.
Yeah. So Debbie, I think you help cook at the ladies' conference, don't you? Don't you help with that?
I have before, but I mean, I love to cook, and believe it or not, because of the foundation Mary gave me, I mean, I could cook almost anything.
Yeah. So out at Utah, and we're going to have the ladies' conference again May the 4th at Utah, and Debbie's out there, and a lot of the ladies are out there, and we just have a wonderful time. So I don't know if the tickets are on sale yet. I don't know if Judy might be in the YouTube. If she is, she can put it up there, but we're going to have the Women Warriors in Christ on May the 4th in Ogden, Utah again. And Debbie's been there.
And yeah, this is her 3rd annual, so she's real excited to make it from year to year.
Yeah. So it's almost been 10 minutes. I got the timer on here. So when it gets cooked down really nice is when we add the flour, right, Debbie?
Yes, I mean, have you put the flour in?
Not yet.
Okay. You just have to make sure and stir it in real well to where it's not lumpy.
Mm-hmm. Almost like gravy, but it's a roux, like you say.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And that's where the 2 cups of water come in. That's why I had the water put aside. So let me go back and get more water. No, you can't stir it. You don't have any hands.
You can try.
You can. Oh, Kristen is so talented. She's got 2 strings going and she's stirring. I don't know if you guys can't see Kristen.
No.
Because she's behind, but Kristen is here. She's Israel's wife. So thank God we have Kristen here helping us.
Yeah, you guys are doing a great job. Some people in the chat are saying that it reminds them of the Food Network. It's like cooking with the Begleys.
Well, Alan, you probably have a lot to add to this as well because you're in Cajun country right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jambalaya is definitely a mainstay, and we go over some people from the church's houses, and they're always cooking jambalaya. The people on the fire at SBN, they're always cooking jambalaya. My dad gets jambalaya when he helps with the share-a-thon, so it's great.
Yeah, I know Leanne's in Texas, so she's not that far from Louisiana. She probably has a lot of Cajun flair to her food as well. So it's just about ready to add the flour now. It looks pretty much like we can go for it. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel this one, and then I'm going to put the time for that. Oh, I didn't set the timer first. Okay, now we're going to work with this. So I measured out the 2 tablespoons before y'all got here with the flour. I wish I had Brock here about now. You guys
Why
know.
does he like this kind of food?
Oh, well, Brock's a chef. He won the Iron Chef in the Army.
Oh, well, he probably have a lot of tips to add as he's going along.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's thickening up really, really nice.
Good.
I don't know if you can see it.
Because sometimes if you find that it's too juicy, I will add a little bit of flour to it if you find that it's not thickening up well.
No, it thickened up really nice.
Okay.
All right, and so then go ahead and add the water to it then?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's yes, and then I'm thinking because the onions and the parsley are come in and come on top.
Yeah. Oh, now where's the when do I get the crawfish in here?
What's that?
The crawfish. When's the crawfish go?
I'm reading it. Let's see. Oh, now.
Now?
Now, yeah.
Okay. Let me grab it.
With the flour.
With the flour. Okay. Here we go. Here these guys go.
And that'll get a little juicy, so you may want to just add the majority of the water and then wait to the end to make sure it's thickening to the consistency that you would like.
Okay. So it's, yeah. Just add the water as I need it.
Yeah, I mean, it says 2 cups, but you can easily put in a cup and a half, and then just kind of see how it thickens to see if you think you need the rest of the water.
What was that?
I think it was the guys outside.
Oh. I hear your Bella. Oh, yeah. How's that coming along?
Looks good.
Mm-hmm. Smells good, too. You smell it, Kristen?
Oh, it smells magnificent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to eat it all right now.
Bella must be hungry. I hear her. She can smell it. Yeah, so it's kind of thick.
Yeah, I would keep adding because you don't want it real thick because it's going to go over the rice, but you don't want it real runny either.
We don't want it soupy.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think another dish that has the same consistency of the étouffée. You want it saucy, but just not runny.
Mm-hmm.
Is the best way to describe it.
Yeah, like a sauce.
Yeah, and you can and not too not too thick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a hair thick.
Now, is Creole French? Is that where the origins of that come from?
I mean, yes, that's my understanding. Yeah. I mean, Creole. I mean, I would say this is all Creole type food. I mean, if you went to New Orleans, it wouldn't be hard to find these recipes, or at any restaurant that you would go to in the area.
Right. So we did 2 conferences in Louisiana. One in West Monroe, which of course is more northern Louisiana, and one in Baton Rouge. And I didn't know what to expect, but when I got there, I absolutely fell in love with Louisiana and the people in Louisiana, and I felt right at home, and I did not want to leave. I was actually quite surprised at myself at how at home I felt. And we were on television in New Orleans for several years, and I hated to go off of it because we got a lot of response from there, but we just, television's very expensive. We had to cut some of the stations back because we couldn't afford it. But that one really hurt me to cut that one back because, we actually did get some response out of the New Orleans one, and I loved it. I absolutely loved going to Louisiana, and I was pleasantly surprised at how well I loved it down there. So it was Cuz Miller Girls. I don't know if anybody remember her from that chat room, Cuz Miller Girls, and she helped me with the West Monroe one, and there was this other couple that helped us with the Baton Rouge one, and of course in Baton Rouge is when we had Ellen Marzulli and Russ Distar, and it was Lightning Strikes the Bayou, and that was an amazing, amazing one. And the West Monroe one, literally there was a disaster. We were in the FEMA people were in the same hotel as we were because there was a huge flood that came, and so that hurt our attendance obviously, but it was still a really, really good conference. But it was wild.
I almost made it to that conference, and I was volunteering at Habitat, and I ended up having to work that weekend. And so I was really devastated I couldn't make it.
Yeah, it was really good despite the fact that, there was a flood and everything else going on. But both times that we went to Louisiana, it was wonderful. I really loved it there in Louisiana. That's one place you really need to concentrate on going back to. I know that with the van, we've already planned to come back through Louisiana because that's definitely on our list of an easy place for us to get back to.
I'll go with you.
Yeah,
I will go with.
Kristen wants to go with. All right, that sounds cool. All right, I think this looks. Tell me, Deb, does that look like the right consistency?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, that seems perfect to me. Do you want to taste?
I will taste it.
All right, we have the rice, we have the étouffée, we have the burger.
And did you sprinkle some onion and parsley?
Yes, I have some of that over here on the table. So.
I mean, you do that on your plate. You can do that on your plate after you spin it on.
Okay, let me grab a plate out of here for Kristen. I'll plate her some. I didn't get to fluff the rice. Let me fluff the rice for you. You want fluffy rice. I'll just get you a little. I need an actual spoon.
And I don't know if you salt and peppered to taste yet or not. Did you do that also?
No, but there's salt and pepper on the table, so Kristen can
Okay.
add that. And here's what you're talking about, the onions and the parsley. A little bit of onions, a little bit of parsley. And I found the curly parsley, like you said. And it was organic curly parsley even. So we'll let Kristen, I'll take over here.
Do we have a spoon?
You can grab some. So, yeah, I found, I cut up the onion tops and I found some of the organic parsley here. And so we got it plated for Kristen. There's
Yay.
Kristen. You can finally get to see Kristen.
Hello. I'm
Yes,
excited.
yes.
Let's try this.
Yes. It might be hot.
Mmm.
Yes.
This is amazing. Tastes even better than it smells.
And here's salt and pepper
I'll
here.
take a little bit of salt. Let's try it again. Mmm. This is amazing. Pastor Paul will be thrilled.
And what about Israel?
He will be thrilled too. Both of them will be so excited.
Now I don't know which is which. So.
This is YouTube, this is Zoom.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you, Kristen, for doing this for us.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm going to take a peek. The jambalaya is only halfway down according to this, so I'm going to take a look. I'll take a peek. It's probably too hot. I'm going to burn myself. Oh, yeah. So it's about halfway. So we'll take a stir so the rice doesn't get stuck at the bottom or anything. But you can see the rice is starting to come up. So that looks good. All right, we'll wait on that. I wish I could get this off this burner somehow, because the burner keeps staying hot. I'll put it back here for now. All right, do you guys have any questions? Let's see. If I can. This is YouTube, but I don't know that I can get into a Zoom room over here. Do you think?
Probably not, but if we have people on Zoom, they can just ask us.
Yes. Do you guys have any questions?
Anybody?
Any suggestions? You have any recipes you guys want to try next? Couscous. Somebody's talking about couscous over here. My grandmother made couscous all the time. Couscous is another grain. It's kind of like rice, kind of like quinoa. So it's I think it's considered Mediterranean. I've received some of your guys' recipes. I've got a pumpkin roll recipe. I have southern biscuits recipes, because I thought about what if one day we just did the whole southern breakfast at night. I know Pastor Paul would be up for that, because somebody sent me a southern biscuit recipe. I don't know if we have anybody from down under. It would be cool to get an Australian recipe. So, because it's cooking around the world. So Kristen and I were talking. Kristen's got an Irish recipe she's trying to track down, and I might do the homemade pierogies recipe.
Question. For the oil, can you do olive oil as a substitute?
Like what?
Instead of butter? Is that what you're wondering?
Well, instead of butter, or not too much butter, but I thought I saw that with the ingredients with the cooking oil. Is it any oil, or did I see that wrong? I guess I must have seen another one.
Yeah. On the jambalaya recipe, it said cooking oil. Is that what you mean?
I think I got your emails mixed up.
Yeah. You can use avocado oil, is nice. Coconut oil is nice. You just have to remember that the different kind of oils have different burn levels. So you have to keep that in mind when you're cooking with a different oil. So.
Yes, that was my other question, because I know olive oil is a little bit different. Well, a lot different than the other.
Right, the same thing oil. With the coconut oil, avocado. All of them have a different burn rate. Well, they can't tolerate heat. Some of them. So you have to be careful with getting them too hot. So.
All right, thank you.
Anybody else? I know this one isn't, I think I had one of the gals say, you know, for some of the people who don't do, pork and don't do shrimp, this recipe didn't work very well for them. But of course, you can do chicken or you can just do vegetarian. So, you can alter your recipes however you need to alter them. So, because this definitely had pork and it definitely had shellfish, so.
Anybody else?
Tara was asking me about submitting my, I did a vegetarian lasagna, which was a 6-cheese lasagna with, what do you call that? Tomatoes, but they're sun-dried tomatoes, with sun-dried tomatoes. So I may do that to help with the vegetarian group that we have. Because I had actually made it for a group from India when Sam was here, because there's a lot of people from India that are vegetarian.
Hi Heidi, it's Marcia. Can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
Can you try a recipe with eggplant?
Oh, I love eggplant. I would love to do
Me
that.
too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, Pastor Paul tells me I'm over the top with eggplant.
Someone just gave a thumbs
Well,
up
I
and
know
said, yeah,
there's
that'd
some
be great.
vegetarian lasagnas that have eggplant as well.
Mm-hmm. And I always order eggplant on my pizza. Don't I, Chris?
A lot of Turkish recipes have eggplant, don't they?
Yes. In Israel, I can have eggplant every day, and I love it.
Or eggplant
I love it.
parmesan.
Yes, eggplant parmesan. I've made eggplant parmesan for Sammy too when he's been up. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I guess you can't tell we're hungry.
Well, we have a lot of jambalaya here and étouffée, so I wish you guys were here. You can help us eat it, but we're going to feed our hungry fellers when they get back. Did you see the health? I don't know if you got a chance to look at your. Are you guys being able to open the Google Docs? Okay. Have you guys tried to open your Google Docs? Because I put your, you know, what kind of vitamins and the health benefits to a lot of the ingredients in there. And the onions and garlic are amazing health benefits. And the onions and garlic, they're both allium, is that how you say it? Allium vegetables. So, you know, people have known for years that they're good for respiratory especially. And they even have studies now, was it? I think it was the garlic. It was either the garlic or the onion. It was good against E. coli, Pseudomonas. I'm not sure. There was three bacteria that it was actually good against. It was the garlic, I'm sure. And it was actually an antiviral, so they can actually prove that it's good against colds. So, what my grandmother said was right. Eat your garlic.
Just don't feed the leftovers of onions and garlic to your animals. It'll take out their livers.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good for the animals. Yeah. Was that you, Kristen, that had a list at Thanksgiving of what you could and couldn't feed the animals?
Yeah, I had it for dogs especially.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. They can eat like butternut squash is a good thing that they can eat. And then there was a whole big list of things they couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And if I remember right, onions was on that list that they couldn't have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And onions especially is good anti-cancer properties, especially for the digestive system. It's good against stomach cancer. It's good against colorectal cancer. It's got very good and good against stomach cancer. So especially for the digestive system. It's got great properties that way. Garlic was good for high cholesterol and triglycerides. So they're great for you.
I think onions had something like flavonoids
Mm-hmm.
in it.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
This is Karen, by the way. Hello.
hello, how are you?
All right. How are you?
Great. And the green peppers have lutein in it, which is good for your eyes. Thought
I
that was
didn't know that one.
interesting.
That's
Lutein?
cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. But the green pepper is a nightshade, so people might have trouble with nightshades. They don't bother people as bad as the usual nightshades, which are eggplant and tomatoes, beets. Those are the usual nightshades that give people problems. And I am very reactive to the tomatoes. It's a nightshade. I can eat it as long as it's cooked, but not if it's raw. Okay, let's take a look, see where our rice is. Looks like it could still cook a little bit. Well, it's pretty much there though, isn't it? Now is when we would add our shrimp, it says, so I think it's a good time.
A couple people said if you mix onions with honey, it makes a good cough syrup.
Yes,
If
I've
I
heard
read that right.
Now, I don't know how you would stand that, but yeah, I've heard that. Especially me, I'm not fond of onions. So, all right, we can add our shrimp. Like Debbie was saying, you don't want to cook your shrimp too long because it'll get like rubber, you know. So your shrimp, you really only want to cook about 5 minutes. But now's the time to add it. The rice is pretty much there. That looks pretty amazing. It smells really well, really good. We're adding the shrimp in there so it can cook the last 5 minutes. And I'll do the timer because I don't do time. So if I don't do a timer, it's untelling what time it'll be.
It doesn't count.
Okay, there we go. All right, well, I'm so glad that you guys have spent this Cajun night with us. And if you want to get this apron, I can have one made for you. I had to have it made for me, and I wanted to see, you know, what kind of a quality it was, number one. And I do have a logo. Here, let me stand up so you can see the logo. The logo is Cooking Around the World with Heidi, and it has an H. So I had a logo made. Taste and see that the Lord is good. So if you want one, you can donate, like $35, and that will cover the shipping and everything, so I can get it to you. But it did take about 2 weeks for them to make it, so I wanted to make sure that it was a good enough quality and everything so that I got one first. And but if you like one, just put it in the notes that that's what it's for, and I'll get one sent to you. So, but I think it's pretty cool. So, yeah. All right. What type of American food? Somebody, the emo kid wants American food. Well,
A
we come up with
cheeseburger.
American food.
Cheeseburgers and fries.
Yes. All right. And thank you. The gymnastics subbed. All right. Thank you so much for subbing at the YouTube channel. So, and if you liked and shared, I'd be very much grateful to you. All right. We also have a biblical finance class after this. So if you want to sign up, it's actually a week late, but we can still get you in. You haven't missed that much. But thank you guys for being here. And Pastor Paul and Israel will let you know how the jambalaya is. All right. If you don't have any more questions, one last time.
Well,
for
just
questions.
saying, a little jealous we're not there.
I wish you guys were here too. That would be
Yeah.
great.
Do we want to take one more look at the stuff with,
The jambalaya
with the
seeing
shrimp a little bit good?
Cooking up.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you can see it's starting to cook already. It's already turning colors, see? The shrimp doesn't take long at all. See that one? It's already cooking up really well. And it's been 3 minutes. So, all right. We love you guys. Thank you for being here.
All right, I'm closing the YouTube.
Good night.